Hi, my name is JamalLamont, and today we're going to talk about boundaries, awareness, or caution when it comes to being a seafarer or cruise ship worker. In my experience with dealing with both guests and crew members, it's important to set parameters and guidelines as to how people treat you, what people know about you, so that your time on the ship runs smoothly for the months that you're on there. Know that the information they have access to can be used against you. Just like on land, you want to avoid unnecessary drama. I slightly touched on this in my general tips video, so please check that out if you haven't already. Here are some boundaries or parameters that I put in place to not only protect myself, but to maintain peace on my contracts. Number 1, don't share personal information that is sacred to you. Now, you would think that is common sense, but sometimes common sense ain't so common. A lot of times, guests and crew members do want to know about you, which I think is perfectly fine. We're all inquisitive. We all wonder things about folk. But you need to know that people do like to gossip. And that means both guests and crew members like to gossip. You don't want to create enemies on either side. With guests, it can compromise your job. And with crew members, it can make your day-to-day interactions stressful. Number 2, don't negatively talk about guests or other crew members. Now, I've had this happen a few times in the past where a guest will come up to me as a performer and say that another group of performers or another show or another whatever wasn't so good. Even if I agree or disagree, the proper way is to stay neutral. Honestly, you want to protect your counterparts and you just don't want to engage in negativity, period. So a way you can go about that is saying, I hear what you're saying, or I hope that you can experience something better on the ship. There are a lot of things that you can partake in, or I can't confirm or deny that, or you can even vouch for them and say, maybe they're just having an off day, but our company hires the best. You can even make the company look good, but don't go the negative route. Don't agree. If anything, look out for your counterparts. And then when it comes to guests talking to you about other guests, don't make it awkward. You can laugh it off, but don't engage with them in their negativity. Number 3, fraternization. All right now, so just don't do it. I work for a company where you can get fired for fraternizing or being intimate with other guests. Specifically going to their cabins and having fun time with them. Just don't do it. Even if you do work for a cruise ship where you have that access, definitely exercise your discretion, because hypothetically, if a situation goes bad, if it goes south, again, it could be your job. Now, as for fraternizing with other crew members, crew member to crew member, it happens all the time. There are actually guests that come on board with each other. There are people that come on as individuals and leave with a partner. There are people that come on as individuals and sleep with other people or are intimate with other people. There are people that come and have a partner on land and they choose to do things on the ship. Now, whatever you do is your business. But whomever you're dealing with intimately, you guys should have boundaries as to, are we going to be public? Are we going to keep it private? And what are those parameters inside, outside of that? You want to keep all stress out the way. When people cross those expectations, cut it off. I think it's as simple as that. Number 4, outside of being on the stage or your obligations pertaining to your job, you are not obligated to the guests by any means. Okay. And I spoke about having guest privileges in one of my previous videos. You are free to hang out with the guests. You are free to have dinner with them. You are free to even get off and enjoy the island with them. Pretty much, if it's not compromising your job, you're free to do it. But for me personally, my main thing was not going to the club with guests. I feel like that's an easy way for guests to make advancements onto you, and that's something that you want to avoid. Even just being a performer, I've gotten tons of compliments and advances. I think it's flattery. I don't mind it, but also I have a lot of professionalism, so I know how to just be thankful, but also dead that, okay? My objective as to why I'm on the ship working is to make the money and to travel. It's not necessarily to meet guests. It's not to meet crew members. Now, if I so happen to date a crew member, that is my business, but that's just not my objective. So I make these things very clear because my job comes first. And honestly, just like when it comes to gossiping, have some responses prepared for if somebody does hit on you or if somebody wants to take things the next step. Guest or crew member, have something in your mind already planned to where you can shut it down. Number 5, addressing your issues with other crew members should be done head on. Going around somebody's back and gossiping can be hell. I've seen situations where an issue has happened between one person from one party, one person for another party, and groups of people have gone against one particular person because of gossip or because they feel like that person has done wrong. But you can always kill an issue by just going directly to the party, having a conversation, and coming to a middle ground where you both can coexist. Remember that where you live is also where you work, so news spreads pretty quickly on board. I personally have had my own situation with a crew member. Something that happened with the guest. I didn't like the way she dealt with the guest. I told her, she got offended. She was mad with me a few days. We talked about it. She said her piece. I said my piece. We came to a middle ground. Now, the reason why I didn't like what she said to the guest, because I thought it was a bit rude, so I told her. But what she didn't realize is that I was looking out for her then, and even after that conversation, I was still looking out for her, because as crew members, as performers, that's what you do. You look out for each other. Now, you don't have to be the best of friends, but I'm a person of integrity and I am a man first. So it is my job to protect other women respectfully. The way things that come about, I didn't like it, but I was overjoyed to come to a middle ground and for us to hug it out. But that's how you deal with problems. Head on. Don't let it drag on. Don't talk to other people about it. Go straight to that person. And that's all I have for today regarding boundaries, awareness, caution. If you do like something, if you don't like something, if there's a topic that you want me to expand upon, if there's something else that you want me to talk about, please let me know in the comment section. Send me a DM. Whatever works for you, I would like to hear it. Also, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, peace and be blessed.